Alright, come on. Welcome to the Neek Neek. Well, for right now, that's what it's going to be. The Neek Neek and the Kiki Show. So what we talking about today? That's what we talking about? I think that's what we talking about. What are we talking about? You alright?
Yeah, I did too much.
You okay?
Yes. So today,
We're gonna keep it.
let me catch my fat ass breath. So
She has to catch her fat ass breath.
I'm joking. So in seriousness, that's my song. But
And who was the song by?
that's DJ Khaled, Justin Bieber, my baby Chance the Rapper, and Quavo. No brainer.
Oh, that's the new song.
Yeah, I love that song. The video is so gorgeous.
So
Today
we are talking.
about relationships. So
Let me move over so she can get off the floor twerking.
trying to twerk anyway. So when it comes to relationships, Shanika, which is Neek Neek, and I'm Keisha, Kiki. We have a lot in common. And when it comes to relationships, we haven't had
The
great
best.
experience. So, start it off.
Okay, I will.
I like the way you started off.
So, like she said, I'm sort of kind of going to piggyback on what she said. We haven't had the best, but that's what makes us so perfect together. Is that we can relate to each other, and we know a lot of you can relate to us as well. So, like she said, we're gonna kick this off talking about not having the best relationships, which would simply be negative relationships, and how to turn that negative relationship into a positive thing.
How to restore broken relationships.
Restoring broken relationships. So, where we going with that is restoring, working it out, learning when to let go so you can be free and at peace.
Yes, peace.
So we're going to get into a little bit of detail about the negative relationships we're referring to. So, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, I got it. When it comes to parents, God didn't give me the best options. But I learned how to deal with that. Through the years, I had a rough life, but through everything, I've always learned how to overcome. And one of those things I had to learn was how to come to terms with the things that I had to deal with. You know, my mom and I, we didn't have a good relationship, but probably just last year, we started talking, and I actually had to be the one to reach out and be that person that would call all the time and, hey, Mom, what you doing? You know, and eventually she would come around more, and we became really good friends, to where as though it came to the point where if I was going through something, or if I needed someone just to listen or to come over for a couple hours, my mom would be the one I would call. We got to a pretty good place, to where as though I actually consider her one of my best friends. And I told her that, and when I told her that, she cried on the phone, because she told me that was something that she's always wanted. And even though that was something that she's always wanted, she was never the one to come forth and express that to me. I had to be the one to express that to her. So it's most of the time, certain people don't know how to express their emotions, but those of us who do have to be the ones to go out your way and take the first step. You agree?
Key term. Not everybody knows how to express their self. Okay? So a lot of people, you have to remember, a lot of people don't think the way you do. That's why you are you and they are who they are. So I can relate to her as well. Not having the best relationship with my mom. It took years for me to grow and mature to be willing to work on a relationship or work towards having a relationship with her. Because a lot of us go through these situations with your parents and you think, wow, how could this happen to me, or how could they do me like that? When it's really, at the end of the day, it's not really about how, why, when, where. It's about moving forward.
Yeah.
So that's what restoring a relationship is all about. It's about moving forward. So I will say, me and my mom had our negative issues in the past. Everything is not perfect now, but that is a relationship that is worth restoring. So it comes with overcoming and being able to say you overcame. It's just another sign of turning a test into a testimony.
Amen.
Just like with my dad. Don't have the perfect relationship, but I wanted that peace and that freedom, and I wanted to catch them blessings that I've been throwing in the wind by holding on and not moving forward to restore. And not only just to restore a relationship, but just to restore myself from the inside out. So I know it's a lot of people that can relate to the mother and the father. Maybe not a lot, but I know it's some.
People in our community.
Yeah, that can relate to. And even if you do have your mother and father in your life, because it's not always about them not being there, sometimes they can be there and still be missing. So therefore,
or if your parents went through a divorce,
right?
You might. A lot of times we tend more to have a relationship with our moms as young women, and most of the time, like, people who aren't in broken homes, their dad is mostly working all the time, so you might not have the best relationship with your father because of that. And like I said, sometimes you have, most of the times, if you want something done, you have to do it yourself. So you have to step out of character and just take the first step. You know, hey dad, like, do something. Even if you have to do something that he likes doing, you don't particularly like it, like, just do it that day. You know, to make that compromise so that you can have that peace within yourself, knowing that you did everything within your power to try and communicate with that person and reach out and restore that relationship. And after 15 years of not seeing my father, today I happened to run into him, and it felt really good to be able to see him and just have a simple conversation without, like, I can see in his face and his eyes that he felt some type of regret. I mean, you know, I still have, like, some emotions towards him, but at the same time, I forgive him. Like, I'm grown now, and even though he wasn't there all this time, and I've come this far, you know, we can start a new relationship. We can start from this point to now. I mean, from now until, you know, the rest of the time that we have here together. Because as a female, you do want to have that relationship with your dad. Like, you might get married one day or something. He might not necessarily walk you down the aisle, but you still want him to be there, and you want, you know, your future husband to be able to meet your father and just have that assurance in your life of knowing him. So that felt really good. Felt really good for me.
And I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy for her. And what we're giving you is not just to use in a relationship with your parents. I mean, you could use it with friends, other family members. It's just like growing. You go through it to grow through it. You turn the test into the testimony. Now, mother and father relationships is an important relationship. But the best relationship is with God. So once you get to know Him, you can get to know them. And then, let me tell you another thing. Another relationship that I want to point out is your intimate relationships.
With yourself.
Yeah, self-love. Self-love is definitely a plus. But I think it takes a lot of going through a lot to get to the point where you realize that it's self-love. Because another relationship that may not necessarily need restoring is we all had them exes who...
Hallelujah! Thank you, God.
All those exes who had us, no, who we allowed to have us in a dark place. Where we allowed ourselves to be unhappy.
And give. You give yourself over. You give them chances over and over again. Each time you do that, you're just digging yourself deeper and deeper into something that you don't necessarily need to be in. You know, we give people power over our emotions and over our bodies that we shouldn't allow.
They don't deserve it.
They don't deserve it.
Because when God says no and we decide to say yes, honey, that ain't going to be nothing but a mess.
God don't bless no mess.
Yes, He don't bless no mess.
So
say it again.
Let it go. God don't bless no mess.
Y'all heard that? So, you have to let that go. So, that is what leads me to say, my personal thoughts is that it's two categories for relationships. The ones you want to restore and the ones you want to let go.
And I'm going to say something about the ones that you want to restore. A lot of times, well, I can't even say a lot of times, everybody has differences. Certain things that you might not like about a person, but when a person is more positive to your life than they are negative, you have to learn how to deal with those things. You aren't perfect. Nobody walking this earth surface is perfect. So you have to learn to deal with certain things that compromise in every relationship. And if you want to restore one, you have to learn how to deal with that person's shortcomings as well. Like, not only with your parents, but in every relationship that you dealt with. It could be a friend or it could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever. But you can't keep looking at all the negative things that this person is doing. You know, because like I said, you do some negative things that that person might not like too. But you have to learn what you can deal with and what you can't deal with. And if it's a bunch of things that you cannot deal with, that person is not meant for you. That person is not meant to be in your life. You have to learn when to let go.
Hallelujah! Because a prime example is us. Relationship.
Yeah.
She's day, and I'm like,
that's my wretched chick.
She's sunrise, sunset. I'm like sunrise. I wouldn't necessarily say night, but we balance each other out.
Yeah.
So if we wanna,
I'm like, Shanika, no, let's come. Oh, but hold up, wait a minute. But now she's gotten so much better from when I first met her. Like, and everything, you are the company that you keep. She rub off on me, I rub off on her. So I be like, wait a minute, did she just try me?
So it is all about the balance.
Yeah.
Compromise, balance, and if self-love. If you can learn something from that person and that person brings more positive than negative, that's a restore.
Yeah.
That's to grow. That's to move on.
Category, yeah.
If that person put you in a dark space, negative space, is not contributing and your attitude change.
Every time you're around that person, they unloading all that negative energy onto you. Please let that person go.
That's a let go.
It's not good for you. Negative energy does not need to be around you. It should not be in your aura. Like, if you feel as though that you need to get away from that person every time y'all talk, you gotta call that person back. Just did that relationship. Did that relationship may end it. It's finito.
Finish. Done, son. So, on a serious note, though, we are not psychologists. We are just talking from life experiences.
Yes.
So make sure you check us out. I'm about to say each and every Thursday at 8 o'clock. Just for now.
Okay.
So just check us out.